One.
Okay. It is 6:35 p.m. and we're going to go ahead and call the meeting to order. Notice is hereby given that a meeting of the Sandy Oaks Animal Control Advisory Committee will be held Monday, April 26, 2021 at 6:30 p.m. at Sandy Oaks City Hall located at 22780 Priest Road, Sandy Oaks, Texas 78112, and by telephonic video conferencing for the purpose of considering the following agenda items. All agenda items are subject to action. In an effort to advance the public health goal of limiting face-to-face meetings, also called social distancing, to slow the spread of the coronavirus, there will be no in-person public access to the meeting. The public may participate in this meeting by using the link below and meeting ID as followed, or by dialing into any of the following phone numbers. When requested, enter meeting ID 671-779-3635. The public will be permitted to offer public comments telephonically or by audio as provided by the agenda and as permitted by the presiding officer during the meeting. Written comments may be submitted to the city secretary up to 2 hours before the meeting or by emailing jpuente@sandy cityofsandyoaks.com and will be provided to the committee for their consideration. And then, are we gonna do a quorum call?
We will. Before we move on, I did notice something in here.
Yeah, we need to change
Says
that
city
to
secretary. We need to change that. And then
me.
for anyone who's chairing a committee uh, and you request that they contact you through email, always check your spam email because sometimes they do show up there. Um,
Okay.
I don't want anybody to not be recognized for submitting if they did. And with Catherine being out, I have no idea if anybody submitted anything. I'm going to guess no, but I guess we'll find out. Okay,
Yeah.
so we'll do a quorum call, and I'm not sure who all the members are, so I should know better. But I do know that Julie Ramirez
Yes, I'm here.
and CJ Walker,
Here.
Michelle Hessler is not here. Jennifer, who are some of the others?
Maldonado, and then that's really all we have because
Okay,
the other lady has not responded to anything.
okay. So Christopher Maldonado, the ACO, is on the line. I am on the line, and our chair, Ms. Puente, is on the call as well. So you do have a quorum. Go ahead.
Alrighty, so the next agenda item is going to be citizens to be heard. No one has contacted me before the meeting. I have my phone on as well, so no one's called. So we'll skip to item number 3. Announcements. I was speaking to Mickey, or when we were having our city council meeting, and she did mention that the microchipping was a success, and we did have over 20 animals that were there this past weekend that did go ahead and were microchipped. Mickey, did you hear anything from the Penny Pauls?
I have not heard from them. I was hoping that Michelle would be on the call and would be able to tell us, the feedback. I think it was an overwhelming success. They had a lot of business. Um, so I don't know how many animals that they treated or how many they saw, but it was a lot.
Okay, and then agenda item number 4, discuss and possible action on the animal shelter design according to the Humane Society of the United States. ACO Maldonado, you want to take that one?
Yes. I bring this to everybody's attention, not to degrade our current facility, but to look into the future progression of the city as we look at it now. There are some faults to that facility with the dogs that we have right now. I I would like to go over them. It's just I don't want to say anything bad about the facility yet. But there are some faults that I've noticed that can possibly in the future become a really big issue um, with health. So there is a pamphlet. I was trying to scan it in. It's actually from the um, animal Shelter Design, Humane Society of the United States, they issued out this paper. It's a big pamphlet. It guides you to actually making a facility, what to look for, how to properly put drainage, everything that you wouldn't think of normally. And obviously, the facility we have now wasn't well thought out of. It is off the ground, which is a problem. It's made out of wood on the outside of it. That's a problem. It's not currently attached to any drainage that would help on the outside. On the inside, it is. That's a problem. We can't get.
Chris, can you tell
Yes.
me, if you can tell me where to find that information online, I'll share it on the screen.
I actually was trying to look at, because I couldn't scan anything. Right now, our scanner isn't working. Whatever. I've been trying to ask Jerry, but I couldn't find it online. I actually went to their website, tried looking for it, couldn't find it. But I have the pamphlet. That's why I was trying to scan it and send it to everybody. I just couldn't. It's a big pamphlet. But if you go to that website, you can probably look around, see if you can find it. And
What
then,
website is that?
the Humane Society of the United States.
Is it humanesociety.org?
Possibly, yes.
Okay, and so I am there, and now I'm looking for, what do we want to know?
Animal shelter design.
Well, I probably need to move that. I don't see that. No, I'm not seeing anything like that.
Right. Yeah, I was looking
Okay,
through it.
anyway,
For a good minute.
well,
But
go
anyways,
ahead
the
and
reason I bring it up
continue.
is because it started to become an issue, not too badly, but I don't see us continuing using that shelter for a long period of time. But it could be used for different things, like cats. I had a cat call the other day, and I told her, couldn't take her in because we don't have a facility suitable for cats at the moment. She was a
So
little
Chris,
disappointed.
I'm concerned with what you're saying, because that was marketed and approved as a suitable structure.
Right.
What is it specifically about that structure? You said something about it not being on the ground. Why would it need to be on the ground?
For one, it needs drainage. The way we're washing it out and stuff like that, there's a lot of residue of the feces and urine that gets underneath the facility. We can't pick up the facility to clean under there.
How
It's
is
made
it
out of,
getting under there?
there's cracks between the wood flooring.
On the inside, you're speaking.
No, not the inside, the outside.
Oh, so when you're cleaning the outdoor kennels,
Right, the
outdoor
outside.
portion.
Right.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
It's concrete underneath it, so it just sits there. There's no. Well, I mean, we tried putting the holes underneath it and stuff like that, but we just can't reach underneath it to like clean it with soap, water, scrub it, and stuff like that, like we usually do outside. So it's just the stench that it's accumulating. I
Wow.
know there's probably more things under there that's accumulating as well. The flies are a problem, and I bring it up. I bring it up because I see this becoming an issue later on. I do. That's why we need to bring the discussion up now before it's too late. Not that we need to rush it or anything like that, because we can still clean it and stuff like that. Just underneath and around it. So that's why I bring it up. I don't want to make it seem like we're in a crisis right now, but it will become an issue later on.
Okay.
Is there any questions?
Is that the only issue, or are there other concerns?
I mean, expansion as well. I know it's a lot for what we have right now, 8 kennels. But also the expansion of it. Our capacity, we're always full. Right now we have 10 dogs, not 8. So it's just an expansion thing as well.
Okay. Anything else about, well, you mentioned something about the wood on the outside. Why is that a problem?
That is a problem because the dogs are chewing on it daily.
Oh,
Every time I
Yeah.
clean it, the wood is always chipped off, and eventually it's going to give. You
Yeah.
keep putting dogs in there, it's going to give. Just because that dog stopped after 3 days doesn't mean the next dog after it is gonna stop. So
well, I have a
continuous.
fix for that. You get a squirt bottle and you put some Tabasco in there and you spray those walls.
Cayenne
Yeah.
pepper. That's what I was going to say.
Some dogs don't care. Some dogs are, I mean, real assholes, and they're actually trying to go through the wire. I mean, they've damaged it pretty well.
Wow.
I think cinder block would be way better substitute. They're not going to bite through it or anything like that. I mean,
Right.
but yeah, that's another
Okay.
thing.
Okay. Wow.
Alrighty. And then does anybody have any comments or anything on that one? If not,
I
we
will
can move
send-
on. Oh,
I will send the pamphlet to everybody. I just need to scan it. I'll scan it and I'll send it to everybody so everybody can look at it to
Okay.
look at what kind of details it has in there. It's very detailed.
okay. And then the next one is going to be discuss and or possible action on the protocols or SOP volunteers working in or around the animal shelter.
All right, this is another important topic. We're gonna need volunteers sooner or later, and we can't just let anybody willy-nilly go in there, not knowing what to do, not knowing how to perform the duties that need to be done, and think it's okay to do whatever they need to do. SOPs, orientations, stuff like that need to happen before we start doing that, and I think it's very important we get those set up now. And if we have an issue with them later on, we can adjust them, but we need a baseline. I could make one my own, but I would need some input. It would help me.
And Chris, or CJ, we did that already, right?
Well, we did the form, and we do have a rough one that we borrowed from, gosh, back when Mr. Tomasini was leading the board, that we borrowed from, I believe, Atascosa. And I think Catherine has the original digital. I thought she had sent it to me, however, I'm not seeing it right at the moment. Oh yeah, here. No, I don't see it. It's something else. I have the form for volunteers, but the copy that I have for the actual Sandy Oaks, I don't have it in front of me. Anyway, the one we had created, I can't remember if it had the standard operating procedures in it or not, or if it was just information on the facility. I can find the documents that I have and send copies to everybody. I'm looking to see if I have it handy anywhere.
Yeah, there's no point in reinventing the wheel if we've got the hub built.
I
Yeah,
agree.
I'm pretty sure we do have a
Okay,
basic
just-
outline.
Yeah, make sure that you include Chris on that.
Oh yeah,
Chris on that as well.
yes, definitely. Okay, so let me write that down. I'll send the documents that Catherine had sent me, and the rough draft that we had started. I'm sure Charles has a copy too, because I know I printed it out for him and we discussed it. But I will find it and send copies to everybody.
That'll help. Thank you.
And that's the operating manual and remember we had created the volunteer waiver form, and that might actually need revisions also.
Yeah, let's get whatever you got back in front of Jennifer and Chris and
Right.
see what we need to tweak on that.
That sounds good. Chris,
All
anything
right,
else on the
got it.
volunteers?
Not really, no.
Okay.
Well, Chris, I know that you said that we need volunteers. Can you give us an idea of some specific things that they're needed for, could be used for right away?
We do need people to bathe the dogs. We don't usually do that just because we don't have time for it. It is, and we also don't have a bath, a big old tub. Walking the dogs, that'd be great. I mean, those dogs need exercise too, so walking dogs would be great. And also feeding dogs. And if they can start cleaning, but like I said, we need to start doing the SOPs and orientation prior to doing this.
Right.
So I think that would be a good topic on your next agenda, Jennifer, is let's work on those and defining where we might be able to get some help now. And to be honest, I knew that 8-unit kennel was not going to be enough. But then again, we only have one ACO, so it's enough for him, and it's almost too much for him. It's too much for one person to do. But if we had some help, it might make it a little bit better. And do you have any of the dogs that are moving out, Chris?
What do you mean? Like,
well,
do I have dogs moving out?
No. The ones that you have in custody, are any of them slated to move through transport or rescues?
Yes. I don't know if you remember the 2 dogs off of Skila and Acres, the Shepherd and Sharpei.
Mm-hmm.
I do.
Okay. I think they're scheduled for May 3rd. Don't quote me on that. Just trying to remember. But we had 2 Chihuahuas come in the other day from Sweet Bay, and those are getting moved sometime in May as well. But those Chihuahuas are placed together to make one kennel. So we saved the kennel. I mean, we saved some space for that. And then the others, we're still waiting on. We just picked up a dog today, so he's gonna have to get, same thing.
Did that dog come off of Grand Spring?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Oh, I know which one you're talking about. The German Shepherds?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yeah, we only picked up one, the black one, the main aggressor, I guess it was. And we're going to go back when we have available space to pick up the other one. And the other one that was, I guess, another aggressor was actually tied up by the person. He claimed that one. The other 2 he did not claim. So we just picked up the dog and that was it.
Was he cited at all or warned or anything?
No, he was warned prior because his dog was out and it was running after people, cars and stuff like that. And he was warned. So when we made a site visit today, that dog was actually tied up. The only 2 that weren't were the other 2 and the one I picked up. So yeah, we'll go on a different day to go pick up the other one when we have available space.
Okay. And so, as I told you earlier today, hour 73, make that phone call. We have for German Shepherds, we have a canine training group, and they will take them in a heartbeat. So,
Oh, cool.
yeah, so we're not hanging on to them. Anytime we get Shepherds that come in, or Dobermans are also good. Chris knows to call the canine training, and then they take them off our hands.
Cool.
Okay.
And apparently he's police material because he's aggressive.
All right. Next item is 6 is just to adjourn. So it is 6:56 and we are adjourned.
Okay, hold on.
We
I'm
can
going to
stop
stop
recording.
recording.